Welcome back to Mad Hatter's Civil War history. In today's episode, we examine one of the most underrated generals to fight with the Union Army, Jesse Lee Reno. Born on April 20th, 1823, in Wheeling, Virginia, now West Virginia, was a career military officer whose life was defined by service, sacrifice, and leadership. The third of 8 children born to Lewis Thomas and Rebecca Quinby Reno, Jesse descended from French Huguenots who had settled in Virginia in the 18th century, anglicizing their surname from Reynaud to Reno upon arrival. In 1830, Reno's family relocated to Franklin, Pennsylvania, where he spent his formative years. His academic promise earned him admissions to the United States Military Academy at West Point in 1842. Reno graduated in 1846, ranking 8th in a class of 59 cadets. His class was a literal who's who of future military leaders and included Thomas Stonewall Jackson, George B. McClellan, and A.B. Hill, many of whom would later fight on opposing sides. Reno's military career began with distinction during the Mexican-American War. He served under General Winfield Scott, commanding an artillery battery in key battles such as Vera Cruz, Cerro Gordo, and Chapultepec. His bravery earned him 2 brevet promotions. During an assault on Mexico City, Reno was seriously wounded while commanding an howitzer battery. This occurred during the Battle of Chapultepec, one of the final and most intense engagements of the campaign. Reno had already distinguished himself earlier in the war at Cerro Gordo, where he was breveted for gallant conduct, and again in Mexico City, where his bravery earned him another brevet promotion. After the war, Reno became a founding member of the Aztec Club of 1847, a military society of officers who served in Mexico. Following his return from Mexico, Reno held various posts, including serving as a mathematics instructor at West Point, contributing to artillery training reforms, and participating in the Utah War. The Utah War in 1857 to 1858 was also known as the Utah Expedition. Mormon War, or Buchanan's Blunder, was an armed confrontation between the United States government and Mormon settlers in the Utah Territory. Though it involved military mobilization and significant tension, the conflict featured no major battles and was ultimately resolved through negotiation. Afterward, Reno served on the Ordnance Board in Washington, D.C., helping to shape military doctrine and equipment standards. Reno married Mary Cross Reno on November 1, 1853. Mary Bradley Beans Cross Reno was born on December 7, 1828, in Washington, D.C., to Colonel Truman Cross and Elza Beans Cross. Her father was a distinguished officer in the United States Army, which placed Mary within a prominent military family from an early age. Together, Reno and her had 5 children, including Jesse W. Reno, who would later invent the first working escalator. With the outbreak of the American Civil War, Reno was appointed to command the Federal Arsenal in Alabama. The Federal Arsenal in Alabama served as a U.S. military facility for storing and distributing arms and ammunition. Its strategic location made it a key federal installation in the South prior to the Civil War. Early in the war, he joined General Ambrose Burnside's North Carolina expedition, leading troops in the battles of Roanoke Island, New Bern, and South Mills. His leadership earned him promotion to Major General, and he was soon entrusted with the command of divisions in the Army of the Potomac, participating in the Second Battle of Manassas and Chantilly. In September 1862, Reno assumed command of the Ninth Corps during the Maryland Campaign, a critical movement in the Union's effort to repel Confederate General Robert E. Lee's invasion of the North. On September 14, 1862, during the Battle of South Mountain, General Jesse L. Reno was mortally wounded while leading his troops at Fox Gap, a key pass in the South Mountain Range near Boonesboro, Maryland. Reno was known for his habit of leading from the front, often riding alongside his men rather than directing from the rear. On the day of the battle, he was conducting a personal reconnaissance of the battlefield when he was struck by a Confederate sharpshooter's bullet, reportedly in the chest or head, depending on the account. He died shortly thereafter, at the age of 39, making him one of the highest-ranking Union generals killed during the Civil War. His death was deeply mourned by his troops and fellow officers. A memorial was later erected in 1889 by veterans of the Ninth Corps at the site of his death, now marked by Reno Monument Road in South Mountain State Battlefield Park. General Reno's impact on the Union effort during the American Civil War was marked by tactical success in coastal operations, steady leadership during difficult campaigns, high morale and loyalty among his troops, and a legacy of valor and professionalism that inspired future military leaders. His death was a significant loss to the Union Army. Reynaud was regarded as a rising star, competent, courageous, and respected. His absence was felt in subsequent campaigns, and his legacy was honored through the naming of multiple locations, including Reno, Nevada, Reno County, Kansas, and Fort Reno. Thanks for watching this episode of Mad Hatter's Civil War History. Like, follow, and click the bell for notifications to ensure you see all of the latest content. As always, let me know if there's any other important events of the American Civil War you would like me to address.